Cases. This is our weekly showcase, but I'm going to do something a little bit different this time. I'm going to give you guys a very short tutorial in how to use our designer. We've got such a lot of cool cases coming in that now people are starting to lock into this and design it. In the last month, we've made a lot of improvements to the designer based on your suggestions, based on your frustrations, and also just because we're always improving to try to make things a little easier. So what we're going to do here is, real quick, I'm going to show you some of the cases that we've done this week. We've got more coming in, but these are some of the ones we got in yesterday. So very quickly, this one was not designed on the designer. We're working on textures to put that on, but it's a full camouflage here. Little 2x3 case. Pretty cool. Let's see what the interior is. I think it's brown, probably black. So it's a black 2x3 interior. Very small case. You can see it's easy to fit in one hand. Very lightweight, easy to carry, and should hold everything that the customer needs. A lot of people ask us, is there jump pouches on here? This holds a jump cue in the side here, and of course with our L zipper here with two zippers, it makes it easy to get into the pocket, get everything you need. And of course you can zip it either way. And then our zipper on top folds completely down, so it opens up as much as you need it to open to be able to get to your accessories inside. So that is camouflage. Now here's another one that was designed on the designer, partially designed on the designer and partially designed by calling us, because we don't have everything fully installed yet on the designer, but this one was started on the designer and then we changed it with a phone call to modify it to the customer's wishes. So this one is gray and black and red. As you can see, it's really cool. There's no top handle, but a leather side handle here. The customer said he really likes the feel of leather when he's holding the case, so we've got that. We've got double backpack straps on here. And this is then red stitching right here, so red trim stitching. And then here for the joint protector pocket, instead of having a zip around pocket, we have a magnetic pocket. And I will be adding that to the designer so that you guys can have that as a choice instead of the regular zip around pocket. But for now it's not there, so you'll have to call us if you need it. But anyway, that's a really cool case. I'm going to assume here that the interior is red. Let's see. Probably red or black. It's red, and you'll notice inside we have a monogram inside made for TH. So this is a red 2x5 right here. Okay, next item. We have a case for Rodrigo Ramirez right here. This one's pretty cool. See, this is an example of how colors that you think might not work together really well, when you see them in real life, they tend to work really well. So this case here is black and green sides on here with red accents. Okay, so he's got red, his name done in red in a signature style right here on the bottom, so it's just nice and elegant. Then here he put red zippers in here. Now at the moment I'm not offering red zippers on the designer, so again that's something you'll have to call in and ask for. But for the rest of it, we can design the case and show you what it's like. But towel ring was added to the case, and then one backpack strap, and again, red stitching, red accents, okay? So the next one here is a friend of mine from Arkansas. We call him Bump. And as you can see right here, so this one came out really elegant with his name perfectly spaced on the pocket here. Again, this is a red and black and gray with red piping, red accents, and red stitching. So very simple case here, but it turned out really, really well, and all designed according to the customer's wishes with a red 4x8 interior. The next one is a very colorful case, and this is the one that we'll actually design here in a moment. So obviously it's black, blue, and green, and it's got some blue accent stitching going on here. with green zipper pulls. So this is the one that we'll design in a moment just to show you how fast it goes, okay? And the last one here is gray and black with a towel ring. Very simple and elegant case. You'll notice here he's got the offset black and gray here, black rings at the bottom with a black lid. And then it's offset here with the stitching. The accent stitching here is gray on all the leather parts. So it came out looking really good. So there we go for that. Now let's jump ahead and design this case right here. So I'm going to lay it down for the moment, okay? Let me show you how it works here. So at the moment, guys, we have two websites. We have the jbcases.com original website, where we are, what we're doing here with this one is we're transitioning from this old website into our new website, which is more dynamic and easier to navigate. So at the moment, when you go to my homepage, you're going to see a picture like this, which is kind of a graphic representation of a case. And when you click on that, you can also navigate still through all of our old links here, ordering cases and so on. But when you click on Design Your Own, it's going to take you to a page like this where you can log in. Now I've already set up my login here. And I recommend that you log in. You don't have to. You can go straight to Design Your Own, but you run the risk of losing your work if you don't save it. So I recommend going ahead and creating an account right here, and then you can log in, because what happens is after you log in, you will be able to save all of your designs. So I'm going to go ahead and click on this before I show you the designer. You'll notice here, when I open this, now I've got a whole bunch of designs here that are saved, and I can go back to any one of them and open them up and start editing them, or I can duplicate them and so on. So let's go straight to Design Your Own though and start from scratch. Okay, let's see how long it takes us to design a case like this and add my name to it. Okay? And I'll go ahead and take that all the way through almost to the ordering process. So Design Your Own. And when you're logged in, you're going to see this up here. You'll see your name. And you'll notice that you can save your designs. And after you save your design, it will give you the option to duplicate it, which we'll go through in just a moment. But very quickly, it starts out with basically a blank case here. You've got the ability to add pockets, 15-inch pocket, 7-inch pocket, and a 3-inch pocket at the moment. You can add a top handle, a side handle. You can have a single shoulder pad, or you can have a backpack setup. And your sizes are down here. So let's go ahead and do a 2x5. And you'll notice that the prices here are all a la carte, which means everything you add increases the price, and when you take it away, it decreases the price. Okay? So, starting here, you choose a size. So we're going to choose, I'm sorry, this is a 4x8 right here, so we're going to choose, I'm going to erase that, and we're going to choose a 4x8 size. So I'm going to choose a 4x8. Tell you what I'm going to do first is I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to add some pockets. Before I choose a size, I'm going to add some pockets on here. So this case has 3 pockets. Now I'm going to add the top handle and the side handle. Now, it may take a little bit longer or a little bit slower on your computer depending. The first time that you load this, it's got to load all these parts and everything, so it'll be a little bit slower. But once everything's loaded, it'll go a little bit faster. So this case here has a single strap. So let's go ahead and add the size, 4x8. Now, the interior on this case is, let's see what color it is. It is blue inside. So we're going to stick with blue, but this is more of more of a lighter blue, so we'll go with that one, more of a powder blue. Okay, the body on this case is black, so you click on body, you go over here, we're going to make it black. The bottom ring is also black. And you'll notice every time I click on one of these, now you'll see the colors here, you can go through them and scroll up and down. The lid on this one is also black. Okay, the stitching on this is blue. So let's add blue stitching. Let's add a lighter blue in the stitching here so it's easier to see. The blue is actually more of a royal blue, but I'm adding a lighter blue so you can see it. Okay, the zipper pulls on here are green. So we wanted green zipper pulls, that's what we did. Now let's go to the pocket faces. As soon as you click on a pocket, you can also choose your parts by going to the drop-down list here. So the pocket face on the first one is green. The pocket side is blue. Going to the second one, the pocket face is blue. And if you mouse over his, the colors should show up. Sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. We'll fix that so that they'll show up. But anyway, the face of the pocket is blue. The side of the pocket is green. So you'll notice the orders go up right here as we move on because we're adding colors. And here, the bottom pocket, the face is green. The side is blue. Whoop, let's make that green. The side is blue. The zipper pulls on here are green all the way around, so let's add green zipper pulls. Going back to this pocket, let's add green zipper pulls again. And on this pocket, let's add green zipper pulls. Again, now, another part that you can do is the piping. You'll see that the piping on here is black on all of these. So he wanted matching piping, so let's add the piping. This will be green with the green piping. This is blue with blue piping. And this is green with green piping. And just to show you what a contrast looks like, let's imagine this one had blue piping, so you'd see what the contrast would look like. Or here, I'll do red so you can see it easier. You may not be able to see this in the camera because of the glare, but anyway, that's what that would look like. So anyway, this one has green piping. Okay, now the handles on this case are green, so let's add green for the side handles. Okay, and the stitching on the leather trim is blue. So you'll see I'll rotate that right a little bit. And you can see the stitching right here is blue. Now let's go to the top handle here. And on this one it's also green. And the stitching is also blue. So I'll take just a moment to load up. Hopefully we're not hanging up here. So the stitching on this is going to be blue. And it adds blue right there. Now you can barely see it on here. I can barely see it when I'm looking at it, but you can blow this up and look at it. So now let's head to the back of the case. And on the back we have the strap. So this one is a green strap. The strap pad is green. It has blue stitching. The strap itself is blue. And the shoulder pad D-rings stay the same. The leather trim stays the same. The trim stitching on here is blue. Okay, and the bottom stitching is blue. This is for the body right here. And the lid, body leather trim, bottom stitching, zipper pull stitching. Let's add blue for this stitching. And we have a little bit of a bug right here where the stitching is not changing color, so I'll fix that later. But anyway, you get the idea. So that here's the case as it looks. Now, you can add a name at the top of the lid. You can add it inside the lid. This is what the top of the lid looks like here. This is what the top of the lid looks like. What we can do is we can do a leather patch on here, and we can laser engrave your name, or we can hand tool it. We can also embroider directly onto the top of the lid, or we can also do inside the lid. Let's see which of these cases I had was done inside the lid here. We can do it inside the lid with laser engraving or hand tooling. Not sure which one I did here. Let's see. Is it this one? Well, every one of these is different. All right. So here, there it is. We can do it inside the lid with laser engraving, or we can do it hand tooling. If requested, we could also do embroidery. However, I would suggest that we don't do embroidery on the inside because, you know, the inside does get impacted sometimes with the cues, so that could affect the embroidery and wear it out. But it's possible, and we could do it if someone really insists on it. So, adding names is very easy. You just go over here to text, okay? And at this point right here, all you would do is just write in what you want. So I'm going to put my name in. And we're going to add the text. You'll see here how it comes up in red right here. I'll put it down here. You can rotate it wherever you want. You choose the type of text you want, and you choose the font you want here. So I'm going to choose embroidery. And I'm going to choose this for a signature. Okay, so I want it to look more like a signature. For example, if I wanted it right there as a signature, that's where it would go. The price increases by the amount here. So this particular one right here is $13 in text. You'll see that the price decreases right here. You can write notes in this area, and there's no charge. You can write notes in this area. There's no charge. As soon as you put it on the case, it incurs whatever charge it is. Now, if you change it to laser engraving, for example, it will look something like that, and the price will change. Or if you change it to hand carved, for example, it will look something like that, and the price will change accordingly. That's just basically each one of these incurs different setup charges, different work for us to be able to do it. So we charge accordingly. But that's how you would do that. Now you can also put this inside the lid if you like. You can put it on top of the lid. Same way if you like. Now again, when we do this, we will advise you. You're designing this case kind of how you want it to look. We're going to get as close as possible to it, and we'll advise you on what's possible, what's not possible, and so on, so that you're happy with the way it looks. Okay, so once you submit the order here, that's just the beginning. That's our starting point, and we're going to send you pictures and keep in touch with you as throughout the design to make sure that you're happy with what we're doing. Okay, so it's not that this is locked in 100% when you place the order here. Okay, so that's it real quick for this. Very quickly, I'm going to do another video on this that shows you with a screen capture how it works. But basically, I just wanted to show you quickly how this goes. Now this case here, let's take the name off. The case right here is $260. If you mouse over this question mark right here, you will see all the pricing listed right here. And if you click on this, you will see the case previewed like this. So it'll give you a preview panel on here. So it'll give you a little bit better picture, which you can then blow up or not, or save, or do a screenshot or whatever. So you could go into this and you could say save image as or copy image and so on. But when you're ready to buy it, what I recommend that you do first is you save it, okay? This stops you from losing your work if there's some kind of a glitch. Now, once you've got it here the way you want it, you can look here at this View PDF. That'll show you all the different views, which you can also see here. So you can see all the views here. You can go to View PDF, which will open up a new window. And you'll notice this opens up with everything listed with your design code. Right here, this is your unique design code. And whenever you're ready to buy it, now you can just go add to cart. But before I do that, I want to show you something. Let's go back to edit this, okay? Now you'll notice we have a new button here when you go back to edit a previously saved design. This button says duplicate. So what that means is let's say, for example, that you like this design but you're not sure, and now you want to switch the colors around. You can hit duplicate, and as soon as you hit duplicate, it's a new design. Now, I can go in and I can change these colors, for example. Let's say I want to go exactly opposite. And that's the only change I want to make. I just want to go exactly opposite on those. Now I'm going to save this. And now, when I go into my designs, right here, I will have 2 of these saved. It should be. So you can see right there, you can make a comparison between this one and this one. And therefore, you can A/B them, you know, and if you want to ask your friends or whatever, you can share it with them and say, which one do you like? Okay, but let's say, for example, I like this one. I'm going to go ahead and add it to the cart. And from here, I'm going to get rid of some of the stuff that I've had in here. These are things that I've been experimenting with. So, now we've got the design in the cart right here. So let's go ahead and do it. You can estimate your shipping by putting in your information. So my shipping is already in there. So I'm going to choose UPS ground for this one, and update the total. It'll actually give you the total down here if it's already chosen. So my total for this case would be $276.10 shipped. Go to checkout, and because I already have all my information in here, I can just continue on and go to shipping. Again, we've already chosen everything, and continue. You can choose a credit card or a debit card. You can use PayPal credit if you want, if you have that. You can also just use straight up PayPal. Or if you feel like you need to call us and there's things that you want to clear up before you actually pay for it, you can get the case design it to the point that you can go no further. You can also choose help. Call me before I place the order. But pay attention here. If you place it this way, this does not put your case in line to be made. What it does is it puts it in line for us to talk about it and finalize the order. And then once we get your payment, that's what puts it in line. So the clock doesn't start ticking on building the case until we get paid. We just have to do it that way. Otherwise, it would completely clutter up the process. So only payment triggers it to go to the shop and start working on it. So be aware of that if you choose this. But I'm going to go ahead and choose this anyway. and continue. You can write your comments in here. If you have any other comments like, hey, really, seriously, call me. We need to take care of this. And then go ahead and place the order. Now when you do that, you're going to get an order number. You should get an email. Okay? If everything's working right, you should get a confirmation email. Now you can go to your account. And in here you will be able to see all of your orders. Now here's something important. When you view your order, you can make comments. We have a timeline on here. So if you go all the way to the bottom here, you can add notes, you can add attachments. Okay, so you can add notes if there's something you want us to know. You can also upload attachments. For example, if there's logos or anything like that that you need to add, you can do that. And you can just add the attachment here by hitting select files. You could go in and find a picture somewhere and be able to do that. So here, photos. Let's see what we got. So here, I'll load up this one real quick, open, and so on. And it goes that quickly. And then save attachments. And the photo is there. So if you click on it, you would be able to see what it is. Okay, so that's a good way for us to be able to communicate, and we will do the same on the back end to be able to do that, and you should get an email. So anyway, that's the designer. And just remember, if you have any problems, feel free to contact us. We will be adding a chat button on here so that we'll be available during the day whenever you need to chat. And we think that this is the best way there is right now to be able to order a custom case at an affordable price with just an amazing amount of options. It's really difficult, folks, to program all this, all the choices we have and everything into ordering online. You know, the breadth that we have of choices is just it's almost unlimited. There's literally millions of combinations. So working together with you guys supporting us and keep buying from us, day by day we make this better and better. A year from now, this might look completely different and be way easier to use. But just keep designing on it. Keep telling us what you want, and we'll keep trying to build it and build it just the way you want it. So that's it. Thank you very much for your time. This is John Barton from JB Cases. Take care.